Okay. Hello. It is I, Destro the God, and I'm back to play some more Siralim Ultimate. Man, I really need to fix my mic situation over here. I should just buy a new mic. Okay. Anyways, mic seems good. Game audio's good. Camera's good. Okay. It is I, Destro the God, and I'm back. And as you can see, man, I've saved one here called Frank that is 150 hours. I've not actually played Frank for 150 hours, but we've got a lot of time played, regardless. So, I've been working very, very hard on a script to effectively bot Siralim Ultimate. And honestly, I have not tested it with the 6 follower setting, so this might fucking not work entirely, but we're gonna find out. So, it's not a perfect script. It doesn't work 100% correctly, but it was working pretty good with 2 followers. If it's really trash right now when I go into this realm, move my mic a little closer. If it's completely trash when we go in this realm, then I'm going to go show it on Frank, my other save, and we'll go ahead and play that. But yeah, this is Ironman, normal difficulty, and I did in my last stream on, like, I had finished realm 21, so I was on realm 22, but I had accidentally came onto this character when I was testing for Frank, and I ended up doing realm 23. So I guess it just kind of happens, right? But we did that, and now we're here, right? So caustic reactor, let's go ahead and do it. I do have to play the game at this resolution. That's just how I have the bot set up. I could change the resolution. I'm not going to do it right now. It's kind of a pain in the dick to do. So okay, we're gonna go and run it. I don't know how good it's gonna run. I haven't started it from a fresh empty zone in a while, and I haven't done it with 6 followers. But we're gonna find out how good it is. So here we go. Moment of truth. So you'll see it's just gone hands free. It's gonna break in combat. I don't have any combat handlers yet. I am gonna work on that. There are ways to actually handle combat pretty easily. So the way we're going to do combat is we're going to make it whenever I execute a move sequence, it's going to hold down the E key on my keyboard. And so that way it's going to, like, whenever I do a move or a move sequence, like whenever I'm trying to move to a spot, basically, when I'm not trying to test a towel specifically, or not at the end of movement, right, we want to hold E. And we can probably time it to let go of E before the move completes, so that if there's any object in the way, then it's basically not going to interact with the object. There's all these little weird conditions. I've spent so much fucking time on the script. It's been so painful to get it working, but we have put so much blood, sweat, and tears. I used AI to develop a lot of it. I did go in and I manually did some adjustments myself at certain points. It has been a collaborative effort between AI and myself. I don't think I could have ever made this script by myself in the past. It's just too complex, too difficult, too complex. There's too many variables, too much to account for. I mean, I could do it by hand, but it would... Okay, I say I couldn't do it. It would have probably took me months, maybe even a year, because I never formally learned Python, right? So I'm a senior cyber software engineer, but my experience was web technologies, and then it's been everything that's not Python, basically. And so I do a little bit with Python now at my current job, but it's not my main focus. And I would definitely say I'm very weak with Python right now. I'm pretty weak with, actually, it kind of sucks to say this, but I'm kind of weak with all the languages of my job, because, well, I guess the complexity is not necessarily super high in terms of the actual code that needs to be written. A lot of the difficulty is more the environment than actually writing the code. A lot of times, anyway. There's obviously exceptions, but regardless, yeah, the script is just going. It's gonna explore the fog. It takes it's gonna take a sec to explore the fog. It's a little slower with the fog, but it's gonna fuck up with that field item. I don't have handling for that either. We're gonna have it so when it's holding E that it doesn't show those. I did set the loot filter to even lower than it currently is, so it shouldn't do that. You shouldn't have issues, but it's gonna have issues. So I think what's going on here is my followers are probably fucking it up. The problem is with the followers, it kind of expects them to be like on top of you, and if they're not on top of you, they can block your position. So that's like another thing. I need to just go ahead and write that down right now. Every time I press escape, it ends this. So I need better restart support to count for follower positions. I need to make so followers will always be in a line below. I need to make it so followers will always be in a line below, and that the script accounts for that. That way it doesn't ever, like, I think the followers literally were blocking my movement. It probably just like, you've got followers here, like we can't go to this towel, so you're screwed, right? But yeah, it's gonna work itself out. So, but yeah, you can see it's pretty decent. It moves pretty fast. Like, it's actually pretty efficient. So the algorithm that was chosen was A star, which, if you're a computer science / programming nerd, you'll know A star is a pretty good pathfinding algorithm. I don't know how to code A star. Every time I look up an A star algorithm, it's always like some crazy huge ass long. You see how fast it did that? Like, it's doing these quick moves right now. So because there's no fog, it does this really quick movements. It's very optimal. So when it has to like right now it's rescanning areas, because even though it's revealed like to us visibly as humans, the internal map doesn't actually have that area revealed. So right now the vision range is only like, I think I have it set to, it's either 4 or 6. It looks like it's probably 6 right now, yeah, because it's plus 6 minus 6. So it's set to 6 right now. The reason I have it set to 6 is because we've got those messages in the bottom right, the raw sewage thing, and then also at the bottom we've got the unread notification and the EXP bar. So it's actually like a square box of the screen that our bot can actually see. And it's like 169 tiles total, right? From, the matrix, right? The matrix of tiles that it can see. So it's pretty good in that sense. But you can see it will literally explore. And it's not that bad to restart it right now, because every time it restarts, like I said, it's pretty good at like exploring areas that are already explored, because there's no black fog, right? So it's pretty quick, and I got all the moves. There's like move sequence logic and stuff. It's all really nice. These enemies are so easy that there's no challenge here. Or here, I'm gonna type this, or maybe work on data persistency. I'm adding this to my notes. Right now, every time we restart it, it deletes all of its data. And the reason why I do that... Oh, it looks like all my summons got actually put on top of me. Anyways, every time a notification like that pops up, that fucks me up a little bit too. But yeah, so... anyways, yeah. So, it needs to have better restart support. I'm just thinking of improvements, right? But you kind of get the idea. It works. It fundamentally, as a program, this works, and it will explore the whole map reliably. It's actually really, really good. I don't even know. It's been a huge hassle to get it to work. It destroys the objects. You can see it does the object interactions. Like, there's so many little things here that I had, that I wanted to add. Like, and it's, oh my God, it's crazy to even say this, but I've literally done this in 2 weekends. 2 weekends to get this. 2 weekends to implement this. A bot program for Siralim Ultimate. I am literally botting the game right now. And it's a single player game, so it's not like a big deal, right? A lot of times services don't mind if you cheat in single player games. I do consider botting cheating to some extent, but so is speed hacking to some extent, depending on how you look at things. My stance is, if just my stance, right? If you, which would be like the developer or something, right? If the developer, have a problem with your game being botted, then it's really something you should. I'm gonna go destroy this enemy, just save a little time, because once we get to this enemy, it's gonna be a restart again. If you hypothetically, right, the developer have an issue with the game being botted, then you should take that as a sign to maybe make your game more complicated, right? If your game is so easy to bot that someone like me can just randomly bot it, then maybe you need to make your game more complicated or more varied, right? Just my thoughts. I don't think anyone's personally going to care that I'm botting the game. I definitely don't expect developer of the game to get any attention on this. None of my videos ever get like any traction or anything, but sometimes you get some weird situations like this where it gets stuck in a corner. I don't know if I had like a weird starting spot on the script, so I think it's probably just deep in there. There's little things like that I need to iron out. I think it's because I had a weird starting spot. I think that probably if I were to probably if I didn't have this, if the script didn't stop, if it never stopped, like I keep restarting it, right? If I never stopped, I don't think it would ever get into those kinds of situations like it just did, right? Where it's kind of having difficulties figuring out what's going on. So I think that just kind of happens because of kind of some specific scenarios where I start the script up and my character's in kind of a weird spot, and so it just does that. So you can see this again, it's not like the super most efficient optimal script ever yet. You know, there's definitely some room for improvement, but honestly, I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, I've been streaming for quite a while now. Damn, like 11 minutes. But if you really think about it, though, honestly, this is not that bad. I mean, once I get it fine-tuned a little bit more, just like maybe next weekend, definitely next weekend, it's going to definitely be much more refined. The main things I need to do is I need to get the combat detection. I needed to, get these messages like you dug up buried treasure, right? I needed to, like, for all these messages, I need the script to not like spaz out and just be like, okay, well, I don't know what to do, right? And that should all be fixed when I add the hold E logic in. So I know how to do it. It's just I kind of ran out of time. It's literally a Memorial Day weekend. I've spent all of Memorial Day weekend working on this, and I've gone through so much. I've gone through so many trials and tribulations to get this working that. Honestly, I don't even know what else to say at this point, really, like about the process. I've just been coding with Google. I guess I can just say I use AI Studio. I've been using the Gemini Pro Experimental. It's amazing. I know a lot of people complain about it, and they're right to complain. It has a lot of issues, but if you are if you can, I'll put it like this: if you can understand the value of Google Gemini Pro, like I have, and figure out how to use it for your advantage, it is an extremely powerful tool. I think it actually explored it. So what it does is does this infinite loop at the end. It literally explored. I guess it didn't explore everything because there's still some stuff here, but it's pretty close, right? One other thing I want to do. Let me write this down too. Click to move. So one crazy nice thing that we have now, because I literally have pathfinding algorithms and all that implemented, I'm going to implement so I can just click and it'll move my character to wherever I click. So that's going to be really sick. I can't wait to do that. This is going to be really fun to have. Because right now it's really annoying whenever you click to go somewhere and then it's like, well, fuck you. You're not going to get the click to go somewhere, right? Let me make sure I save these changes. Oh, yeah. Okay. One thing I want to do now is I'm going to do this while we go. I'm going to see if I can get the click to move in. I mean, it should be a pretty simple and straightforward addition, right? Actually. So, then I'll go back onto my little mini rant. Let's see. So, we can do a merge prompts. Merge prompts, and then so this is kind of what I mean about extracting the value from Google Pro Experimental, in AI Studio. So basically, the quality of responses in conversations degrades extremely quickly with token count, but it also seemingly is the case that when you use, AI Studio, the quality degradation is also based on the number of messages in the conversation, because the first message that you make in the conversation, and this is what I literally was actively working with, if your first message is 97,000 tokens, you can generate a conversation that goes to 180,000 tokens before it degrades. But if your first message is like 30, 40,000 or whatever, then it's going to degrade by like 80,000. And you're still going to get pretty bad quality whenever you go past, like, I would say like the 80,000 token mark in general. But sometimes if you have something more simple, you can go to the 180,000 mark and it's not a big deal. But because I literally have this is the AI development loop, is you make changes to your code, you run the code, it creates logs, you need to get those logs and the issues and whatever blah blah blah, and information back in the AI studio as fast as possible. I basically have it so that I have Python scripts that automatically consolidate all of the errors. So I have like I have a template that goes to the top that's like not system instructions, but kind of like system instructions that kind of say what we're doing, it's not literally system instructions, but it's basically system instructions. And then I also, it's system instructions that I put in my actual chat conversation. And I effectively, I tell it what like the issue is. I have a section for that, and then I also have it append, like aside from the header, I append the errors, and I literally have it set so it can take like the first X lines of a file I specify, or a directory, or the last X lines of a file. Like there's so much technology I put into that, and then also it takes all of the files, all the source code files, and it automatically appends those into this file as well, so that I create a prompt that has literally all of the relevant information by just running a Python script. It's just one, I just click a button basically, right? And so then I can just take that and I can throw in AI Studio, and it's super quick. All I do is I update, what my issue is, and then I, put it into AI Studio. It takes like 5 to 7 minutes to generate, and then once it's done, I copy the code in, I run it, I see what the results are, and then I just update my template again. If it's good, then great, fantastic. If it's not, then whatever. And then I just merge again. I've got like auto merge capabilities in there, so if the issue persists or whatever, and I just want to update the logs, then I don't update the system template, and it just automatically regenerates my prompt. Like there's so much technology. It's just really hard to really go. I could go into all this detail. That's just literally the overarching management technology that I have on top of everything, right? That doesn't even go into like any of the actual implementation details of this project, which has been just an incredibly insane technological achievement in my eyes. This is just, again, something maybe I could have got it done in like several months of dedicated work, but the fact that I could do it in 2 weekends is absolutely insane. I don't know if I would even finish this in 3 weeks. It might have taken me like a year, because my Python expertise is not that great, and it's using a lot of very advanced Python knowledge that I literally wouldn't. How would I have ever known the shit that it uses? I don't even know. Coding A star, adding heuristics, fingerprinting the images, taking a screenshot of the image, and then breaking down the image. I have a screen calibration tool that calibrates the game window to ensure that all the tiles and fingerprint information is perfectly synchronized with my screen and my game window. Like I got so much fucking technology that I developed, and it's just crazy. And then it's just crazy. So all right, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I showed it off a bit, and I wanted to talk about it. I want to do one more thing real quick though. I'm working Python script that will say that bot Siralim Ultimate wants to develop a new feature for the project. Go this code works perfectly as is. And the main goal now is to add point and click movement to the game. Effectively, I want to say essentially, I should be able to do now is click on a specific tile of my game window, and my character will pathfind directly to that tile. All of the necessary logic for pathfinding has been implemented in pathfinding.py. And there should also be other supporting logic you can use. So please take advantage of the existing code. Have a new quick to move.py class. Okay, boom. And then we've got this, and so I'm literally, it's compiled everything for me into a file. All I had to do was just change my goal. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this in a new prompt in AI Studio. Might work the first time, might not. Let me go make sure I got my changes committed. I just want to make sure I don't lose anything. This is 45,000 tokens. Very easy. I like to have it auto-compile my, excuse me. I like to have it auto-compile my prompt like this because then I'm like I was saying, the conversation quality degrades as you add more tokens, and also as you have more conversation icons, or not icons, conversation items. So if you have like 5 back and forths, the conversation quality degrades depending on how many conversations you have and the tokens. I don't know, you know, I feel like definitely the token count is the most important thing, but I've definitely, like, I feel like you're able to get, and this is what I described, right? You're able to kind of get higher quality at higher token counts if you keep the conversation, the conversation number of exchanges lower, right? And here's my logic: is conspiracy maybe a little bit, but I think this is what it is because I saw some 500 plus second generations before when I have a one prompt / response type situation, which normally it'll give like internal error if you get to those high token counts and like a lot of back and forths. But I think that what it is that Google wants it to really work. They really want AI Studio to work for that first conversation, so they probably have it coded so that you get really good resource allocation to your, I guess your node, right? With that, whatever backend they're using for. Crap, I can't even remember the terms. When you have the back end and you have the traffic going to the different, spots and stuff, blah, 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 and it decides, where you can go. I can't believe I can't remember that, exactly what that is called. But for some reason, I'm going to say like network relay scheme or something. Load balancing, that's it. Yeah, I was thinking what it was. Load balancing, yeah. So I feel like with the load balancing, when it's your first request, you get like some extra resources balanced out to you. Otherwise, you don't. So, but yeah, I just want to see if I can get this point to click to work. It would be really cool to just have it and be able to use it right now. Because it would be cool if I could just, imagine if you could just click to this guy, right? So one thing that's really annoying about playing Siralim Ultimate at high movement speed is that you get these little gaps like this, and it can be a little bit difficult. Now, right now, it's not too hard for me to go through these. Because I'm kind of fresh playing the game right now. But after you've played for a few hours, you kind of okay, I am kind of tired of, my finger gets tired with the keyboard, right, after a while. So it's going to be nice, hopefully, to be able to just click to move, right? I was doing masters. I should go ahead and do the masters. We can also do these. I'll do these while I'm waiting. Excuse me. I don't think any masters are beating me. I think the gap between us and other creatures is going to keep getting higher and higher over time. So, I'm not too worried. Yeah, I've got a lot of revives. The revives are pretty cool. I would like to get that. I'd really like to have it so it doesn't show spells. I have this set to strict, but it still shows the spells, which is kind of annoying. I kind of want to get rid of that, probably. Floating overworld text. I probably want that off. I don't know. That could be a little bit annoying with champion monsters and stuff. But we'll see. Alright. Let me see. So we got a couple updates here. I'm going to go ahead and give them a shot. I just want to see what happens. So we got main.py has been updated. Let's go and see. Wow, it added quite a few significant changes to this file. Jesus Christ. I hate when it adds a whole bunch of changes to a file, but Okay, well, it is what it is. All right, let's see. Click to move is a brand new function. I mean, I know it's gonna have to update our main.py, right? So click to move.py. All right. All right. Let's hope that this works. Looks like I have a single yellow line. Nope, that was just the search. Okay. This is from Pine Put import mouse. That's not good. I don't like that. It's not finding that library. I'm gonna probably have an issue when I run the script, but we'll find out pretty quickly probably. When I try and run it, it's gonna error. It definitely just errored. So let's see if I can figure this out. Sometimes it just has an out of date documentation. Okay. You know what it is? I probably have to I might have to do a pip install. I haven't done this in a while. I wonder if that's what it is. Oh, it's adding. Was that it? That was it, actually. I had to pip install. I'm gonna update my README real quick. Also, it's so freaking hot in my apartment. I'm gonna actually take my robe off real fast. Oh, goddamn. It is way too hot. Lord have mercy. Alright. My microphone is definitely gonna fall soon. I got it tucked in here pretty good, but I just know it's inevitable. Okay. Excuse me. So stuffed up. Alright. Let's see, when you save, click to move. Alright, we updated main. The question is, so we have to turn off botting, right? I need like a GUI. Alright, let's see if I run it. It actually, okay. Doesn't do anything. Didn't actually do anything. Let me go look at the documentation, see if it says anything. It says M. Oh. They added a hotkey. Okay, okay. I like hotkeys. I might need a hotkey for, what? Creature mastery. Interesting. I never even went to that screen. Let's see if I can find this hotkey. It says escape. Okay. It looks like it's not setting it as a config variable, and that's probably where my problem with this is right now. I don't see any kind of like hotkey for it. I'm gonna just set it to true for now. Just I want to kind of see if it just works, and then if it works, great. If it doesn't, fantastic. Or I guess not fantastic, but you know what I'm saying, right? Okay. Wow, that had some serious issues. Yeah, this is not working at all. Okay, we're gonna have to revert that change and pretend it never happened. Alright, we'll retry that later. Definitely did not work first time. I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do, but whatever. That's life sometimes, right? The fuck? Oh, that's a website. So confused. It's the Pine Put documentation. There's like a little drop down on the bottom right. Okay, let's go do the master, hopefully not die, and then good. Okay, I've never fight these dudes. Oh my goodness, that's kind of scary. Oh my god. I really want to maybe get rid of this. Well, I guess it's fine, honestly. I think it doesn't matter. I don't think they're gonna die. It just doesn't do enough damage, so that's pretty chill. Alright. Oh, I can also start new projects. I should probably do that now, so yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get all the projects eventually anyway, so I'm not like super concerned about it, but you know. Upgrade our stuff. Arena. Divination candle. I definitely want to do assassination soon. We're at 4 projects. Perfect. I don't remember. I had to have done on a stream. I repositioned some of this stuff, so. Oh my god, the Dawn Crusader. Man, this thing is insane. Wow. Wow. My god. Protected, repelling, and defense at the end of its turn? Oh my goodness. That's like my dream creature right there. I would combine this with the Blood Crusader. Why would I not do that? I like how they all just... So they probably all have just 2 buffs each, right? But I would definitely just combine these 2 together and, like, what's killing them? Nothing's killing those ever. Dang. It's pretty crazy. Iron Golem. Oh, I do remember Iron Golems. Interesting. I remember Sturdy Gargantuan. It's crazy because it allowed your creatures to last at least 1 turn. Most of the time. Oh my god. They're set to their minimum values. That's not good. If it was every turn, that'd be sick, but... I just feel like something like that is not, like... I would always go for the Apocalypse. Is that what it is? It is actually called Apocalypse. I would always go for, like, an Axer Apocalypse over it. Scourge Mummy. It's interesting, but yeah. Wow. That's pretty neat. Alright. Whoa. What? This seems strong. I mean, I don't necessarily want to go... Oh, yeah, that is right. Those with the Master or something. I remember dealing with that. It was kind of crazy strong. Interesting. Alright, I've got 30 per points. Put some of these skirmish perks on. And then we could just keep going Caustic Reactor. I mean, we can go anywhere else. I didn't test the script only on Caustic. I actually developed the script somewhere else. I don't even remember. I did do a Blood Grove at one point. Let's go do Blood Grove, I guess. I did Caustic Reactor just now. Let's do Blood Grove. Sure, let's check this out. Sure. Okay. Oh. Okay. Oh, you get an extra chest. Whoa. Oh, it's the Evil Mimic. I remember the Evil Mimic. Damn. What are they getting? Oh, interesting. Pandora's box. I mean, it doesn't really matter here, I guess, too much. They're gonna all die eventually. I'm definitely way over their level, so this is like... Oh, it gave me the summon for Pandora? From just one kill? Wow. Alright, let's go ahead and run our script. Oh, what is going on? My mouse... Oh, I haven't used my mouse in a while, I guess. It just, like, died. Yeah, I definitely need to get hotkeys going for starting and stopping the script. I have the hotkey to escape to stop it, but... I need it to just be permanently running, and then, like, I can hit, like, Control-Shift-Z or some shit. I don't fucking know. Something on my keyboard, right? And that would just, have things work. Like, have it start, stop the script, add the click to move, etc., etc., etc. We're going to work on the click to move. Sometimes, I mean, I just figured it wouldn't be that hard of a change, so I would be able to just make it with one iteration, but clearly it was a little bit more than one iteration. I'm going to get these dudes just because I can. So. It was probably trying to do like some really smart click to move shit, like smart pathline, move incrementally, you know, like the bot does. It was probably trying to do like a bot style move. Because if it did a bot style move, then it would actually account for fog of war and all that really well. So that'd be interesting. But yeah, so talk a little bit more about the script. So what it's doing when it like is walking into the tiles, it's basically checking to see if the tile is walkable, right? So the script doesn't know if a tile is walkable at all. It literally it just doesn't know. So it has to. The only way it can know is if it tries to walk into the tile, and then it does heuristics to see if enough of the screen has changed to justify saying that the screen has changed, right, and that the player has moved. That was that was a fun one because the algorithm got changed many times, and I wasn't 100% sure it was ever working a lot of times. But after a lot of work and experimentation, I got it to work pretty well. And so you'll know that you'll notice, if you're watching, I got a lot of interesting treasure there. You'll notice that when it comes to the like exploring tiles, I hate the squash here. That's actually why we don't do this zone. I went here, I don't like this zone because that squash little pop up fucks things. I should really have it. I can't have it spam E because if I have it spam E, what's going to happen is it's going to go and interact with things I don't necessarily want it to interact with. Like for instance, that habitat there, right? If it presses E, it's going to go into the habitat, and that's going to break the execution. The goal is to eventually have it so the script explores everything, and then what'll happen is it records the location of all the special places, and well, okay, that's even just not even the final. The final is that I hard code that that's what the habitat looks like, and that I have it so that gets stored by the script, so that after it's explored everything, at the end of the script it'll say, all right, let's go to the habitat, right? So it'll literally pause and take input, and I can type like, okay, 1, and that'll take it to habitat 1, or the nether gate, and it'll take me to nether gate 1, right? And literally just move my character to it, because right now as it moves, it's literally storing and creating an internal world map of this whole map. So even if something's not visible right now, if it already explored it and saw it and stored it within its world map, then it's going to, okay, we got like some squash coming up. I feel like. So let me hold E. There we go. So if you hold E, you see how it just goes right past that with no issue. That's what I'm going to implement into here. So what we can do is, like I was saying, we can have specific object types identified and code specific behavior and handling methods for different types of objects. So that's something we're going to be working on. There's a more advanced component of this, but we're not even, we literally just got this pathfinding stuff working. So we're not even like anywhere near there right now. And yeah, so it's gonna, one thing that's gonna be really nice about this is gonna hopefully pick up all these little pieces of objects and shit that, you know, I need to go get. Hopefully, assuming it doesn't spaz out. It might spaz out again, but regardless, it's exploring all the dark tiles. Like, you know, it's, remember just how annoying it is to like explore the dark tiles in this game? Like, all right, so I think it, so the script ended. I think it just kind of looked at it. The tile testing needs a little bit of work. It's not like testing all these tiles as efficiently as it could, but not a big deal, right? It's exploring everything, and that's really good enough for me, actually, for now. So, oh, we got the black satyrs. That's good. I think those ones are the only spellcast ones. Yeah, we definitely want to get those. That's going to be huge. Only cast spells once and only attack once are going to be mandatory as a reaver. So we're going to definitely point those. Only I'm allowed to repeat my spells, right? So that's going to be the key with that. And there's other satyrs. I don't really remember what they do, but we'll work on that. I don't really like this layout, yeah. I mean, I do like the extra little treasure you get, but like from the little huts, but the squash kind of interrupting and stuff. I feel like the caustic reactor is just a much better place. You don't have any little back and forth like gather material and then go back type situation. And then it also doesn't have like squash that has like a pop-up or anything, right? It's just kind of just better when it comes to like automation. Some areas are better. And I haven't tested like every single area to know which ones are 100% better, but I just know that at least for now that one's better. So yeah, so I just kind of wanted to show this off. I don't know, it's really been just an amazing technological achievement for me to make. Satyr Master. Let's see what the satyrs are. I'm really curious what some of the other ones are. Oh, you can only gain 1 buff per turn. Interesting. Only heal each other 1 time. So some of these aren't that good. Some of these are insane. I think I'd probably want this one too, Meaningless Mind. I think that one's really good. Oh, 1 time per battle. Jesus Christ. I am probably going to get satyrs. That's 1 time per turn. I don't care about that. Resurrect 1 time per battle is pretty OP. 1 buff per turn. I don't know how much I care about that. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's good, but I think I'm going to be doing a satyr lineup. Honestly, I'm probably going to do a satyr lineup. So what you can do is you can have 3 traits per monster. So technically 4 with netherstones. I think you can get a trait technically on netherstones. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But at least 3 traits that you can get. And you can hunt using the assassination. You can use the assassination quest to actually. You can use the assassination quest to actually deterministically get that 3rd trait material. So you can actually create the item that you need. And so I definitely would love to get like 2 creatures that have, you know, 3 of the satyr effects, right? And that would just be all the satyr effects, and that would be massive, right? That's not even with any paragons or anything. If there's a paragon that makes it so you can't revive at all, well, I think I probably want the satyrs over the paragons, if I had to guess, right? Because the paragons apply to everyone, and so with the satyr, I could still benefit from things like stat boosts and shit. So that would be nice. Let me see. I already did this. Okay. So I said I was never going to do this. I might do this later, but it's going to be a while. All right. Let's see what we got here. There's Dreadhound. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that. Pandora. Wow, I can actually make a Pandora. I might as well make it then. I'm not going to use it though, but it is neat that I can actually make it. I'm going to want this. I'm just going to make it. Let's just make a couple of satyrs. I'll probably end up merging some stuff together. Not right now. There's some things like Bloodlust, for instance, that I said I was going to get rid of. I really like the 30% more healing, and the leeching is very strong, but I don't know if it's going to be essential is the thing, right? Like, if I have to choose this over the Satyr that's going to limit the casting and stuff, it's like, nah. So, that one's really good, but I'm not... The goal is to not have to revive anyone. I'm probably not going to have too many... Like, I'm probably going to get rid of the Great Conjunction and Essential Dignity. I really like Essential Dignity. But I think Great Conjunction, then, probably is going to go. This one's not that good. And Cradle to the Grave. I'll probably get rid of those, yeah. I'm just thinking of min-maxing. Because I like to be in control, right? So this one's really good because I can just kind of control. Bombardment plus Reinvigoration works really well. So I really like that. I like being in control. I don't like a chance of it happening. I get it if you're playing like Cleric or something, and you can kind of manipulate that, but I'm not manipulating that. Okay. King Lopez. Interesting. Permanent healing spell gems. I really like Caustic Reactor as an environment, so let's just get a stick there. Might as well, right? So, yeah. I'm going to do this area, and this will be the last area. I just kind of want to show it off a little more, and that'll be cool. Alright, we're going to get our 2,000 notoriety. And we can leave. Okay, that one's pretty chill. The data persistency would be pretty huge. The script was pretty bucky before, so I always had to clear out the data between runs. But if I can, I still need to do it. So like if I go into combat, right, it's gonna fuck up the data records because it's gonna try and update and it's gonna fail because I'm in combat. So there's definitely like I still need to keep deleting the temp, but once it's kind of like almost like an exponential effect, right? Because I'm telling you, like, you know, you start from literally nothing, and then you got your character, like, mapping the world, and then you got them moving, and then you're, like, one prompt, you're like, okay, this is slow. And I got it in one shot. Well, no, I guess it wasn't a shot in one shot. It was a couple shots, but it wasn't that many shots. It was, like, 3 or 4 shots. But I was able to, maybe, was it only 2? I think it might have actually only been 2. I was able to actually get the script to optimize it to go faster. I had it, for the fingerprinting, and this is starting to get into a little technical stuff here. For fingerprinting, what it was doing, it was taking 169 separate images. What the AI did, I didn't do this, but the AI did is like, we'll just take one image and then split it into 169 segments. Genius. That's exactly what I would do, right? It's perfect. So I really enjoyed that. So it did that, and then it also did some other stuff with like the DB updates and shit, and it was just, you know, I guess that did matter a lot actually, because there were 2 points I remember very specifically after the first, like I did the first shot, right, and it did speed things up, but not noticeably in any way, or it did, and maybe I didn't realize it because it was so, like, you know, I was just getting the fixes so fast. But basically there were 2 lines that would show up when I was running the script that led me to believe that, like, I'm going to go ahead and buy some more. There were 2 lines of code in the fact that the reason I started just playing manually is the fights are actually really disruptive. But anyways, shit, I forgot my train of thought that fast. Oh, I was just kind of talking about, so the whole thing I was getting at is just the cumulative effect if you make changes, right? So yes, right now combat is interrupting, so I have to delete the logs every time. So every time it restarts the script, it has to like re-explore all the map world, like all the tiles, see which tiles are, you know, valid to interact with and actually can be walked on and not, blah, blah, blah. You know, it is what it is, right? But as soon as I get the combat check going and it's handling the combat smoothly, then it's going to literally be able to not restart, you know, like from this, like from the way it is, right? And then I was describing, like, yeah, so if I go into combat right now, I can't have data persistency because it screws up the records. But when I have combat handle, it's not going to screw up the records, so it's not going to have to do the restarting. So it'll be like a cumulative effect where there'll be less slowdowns, right? So like right now it has to like re-explore all this stuff because it just literally doesn't know these tiles, right? But you know it's going pretty well. And this is also with a vision range of like 6x6. Um, so my character actually has, for its vision range, is actually kind of tiny. Like for the tiles that it can, it's kind of weird how it works, and maybe I don't even understand it all the way. But like right now when it's exploring these unexplored tiles, it's supposed to only be doing like a small boundary around. No, it's on the whole 169 by 169. Yeah, it has to be. So let's see what we get. Okay, I don't care about that. Let's go do these. So yeah, so no, it's definitely on a 6x6. It used to be that it wasn't the 6x6 to account for the darkness, but no, that's I don't even know if it. I think I almost feel like the AI might have ignored me. It was probably like that was a shit idea and just ignored me. But yeah, whatever. So in the end, we're gonna have these cumulative effects. Once it can handle combat, I know I've said this like 3 times now, but I keep getting distracted. But once it handles combat, then it's not gonna have to reset as much, and so the script is just gonna work better, faster, more efficient, less interruptions. Right now, just every combat is I have to stop the script, right? Because it's just as fuck. Every time I get a spell token like that, for some reason the spell tokens just fucking bring up a pop up. So even though I don't want to see any pop ups, but whatever. So it is what it is. Eventually I'm gonna have every spell, so I won't even get those spell pop ups if you really think about it. So that's actually maybe that's why they pop up, right? Is because eventually you won't even get those anymore. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah. Just gonna explore everything again. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take manual control here. So, I mean, it's pretty good, right? But obviously, and it's not gonna explore as good as I do, right? Because, you know, human reactions are just a little bit faster right now. But I'm gonna fine tune it, and who knows? Maybe it will be faster than me eventually. Maybe it'll be faster than you. But yeah. I think the main thing holding it back right now is the vision range. I have it set to like 6, right? When I set the vision range to like 15, it's gonna be a whole different ballgame. I don't know if I'm gonna ever set to 15, but we'll have to see, right? I had the zoom a little bit lower in the past, or higher, whichever way it goes, right? But I make it so the tiles are smaller. So that's why I said lower. Because they're smaller, and by making them smaller, though, it gave less data for the fingerprinting, and that seemed to be a problem. But I've had so many situations where I thought a problem was one thing and it was actually another thing, and even the AI kind of was like, "Fuck you!" Like I don't know. Like it tried to fix things, but it was like impossible. So, but yeah, so we'll have to see how that works. Because if I can get the zoom down one more level, like, you know, so the tiles are right now they're 64 by 64. If I get them down 32 by 32, and then I could bump the vision range up from, like right now I can take the vision range probably from 6 up to like 7, maybe 8. But if I have the tile size, I can take it from 8 to like 16. And Jesus Christ, I mean that's 4 times the data, right? And I mean when you take 16 versus the current 6, that's way more than even 4 times. I don't even fucking know what that is. It's 4 times and then times 50% of 4 times, so it's times 2 times. So it's like what, 8 times the data roughly, from 6 times to 16 times, 8 times the data, something like that. We'll have to see. I don't know. Smog master. Damn. I really want to attack that dude. Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I'm one shot. But that 150% damage was pretty spicy looking, in my opinion. We got ourselves Smog Lord. It's always like a Lord type creature. Okay. Gambling dwarves, yay. Alright. Knowledge about the creature of your choice. I have to do hunt. This gives you knowledge. You need that for assassination. I know the divination candle is one way I could do it, but there's also the hunt, right, which helps. So probably do both of them. So that'll be cool. I want to get the royal too. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, so that's it for now. I just wanted to kind of show things off a little bit. This is literally Siralim Ultimate botted. I mean, there's so much more to do, so much more potential. I don't even know. If I can just, if I just really want to get combat, object, interaction, logic, etc. I think what I can do is if I have, I don't know, this will be like my last technical thing. I think the way I'm going to implement it is if you hold E at the start of movement, right, then you actually, no, because the problem with that is we can have it hold E as long as it's not, it's like, it's conditional, right? I'm trying to avoid these conditions, but we need to hold E like when there's nothing to interact with, right? So it has to be like our character isn't facing anything, and then we hold E, and then literally we can just go ahead and go through zones, I think. And I literally think if we just hold E from start to finish, it's not going to be an issue. The only thing that is currently an issue is the spell pop-ups, but those are going to go away eventually, so I think we just kind of have to suffer through those maybe for a little while, unless I can make some exceptions for it. For combat, the way we're going to tell that combat, oh yeah, we're not going to worry about it, yeah. So yeah, we just hold E, I think everything will work, right? And maybe periodically we can repress E or something, I don't know. We'll see, but I literally think holding E is going to solve our problems. If I can avoid holding E, that would be better, though. But, like, for combat detection, it's not impossible to detect combat if we stick to one specific tile type, one realm type, because then we know that the background is always going to be the same. So we do, like, image matching, and then we can see if we're in combat. But the annoying part of that is that you have to then do an image grab every single move, because you need to be able to see after every single move if you're in combat, and there could be a delay before combat starts and the move, and so that could dramatically make moves slower. I really want to avoid that, so I think figuring out a way to make the hold E thing work is going to be the best thing. But you can just, I mean, if you're just thinking like an engineer like I am right now, you can just think of all the little issues with holding E, right? Like, how does that affect interacting with other objects? A lot of times it looks like if you're holding E already, when you move up to an object that can be interacted with E, it won't actually interact with the object, right? So I need to like figure out the sweet spots for when you can start pressing E, and then you have to make sure that you're pressing E, but you're not like looking at something that can be interacted with E. So that's kind of like the main restriction there, main consideration. But yeah, I need a break. I've been thinking about shit like this literally all weekend, and the AI can't reason stuff like that. I know people are talking like, oh, AI is PhD level intelligence. No, it's just not PhD level intelligence. If you can tell it what to do, it's pretty good at that. Like most, in some ways, right? It's got a. I guess I can go on a mini AI rant, right? Because I've been using AI to code for so long, I'm seeing these limitations, and I don't necessarily know how you ever get rid of these limitations. So one thing with AI is that, like, I'll tell it to do something. Like, this is just something very specific that I did, I believe, literally today. If not, it was yesterday. But I told it, I was like, okay, I need you to add, I have a log aggregator class, and it's so that, like, it takes logs and aggregates them, because if it doesn't aggregate the logs, you'll get, like, literally 10,000 plus lines for just one move if there's a bug, right? And it just fucking spams. And you can't post that into, AI Studio meaningfully. Even though I do trim the logs when I generate my prompt, it still would be better if it had all of the relevant necessary information in a concise form, right? So I have the log aggregator, and I said, add better logging, right, with the log aggregation. And it did that, but then it also made like a completely unrelated change too in my it's my realm manager class. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I've been using it all day. Why am I questioning this? Yes, the realm manager, which is the main thing that's used to actually process the internal minimap. So I had the realm manager class, and it like made a change, like a programming change, and I just typed. I was like, "Can you like get rid of all this fucking irrelevant changes?" Because I wasn't even sure if there were other changes. Like there were like added comments. Like it'll add comments. One thing it does very persistently is like no matter what type of request you make, and I even have a specific line saying in my like system prompt, if you will, do not make changes other than to address the stated issue, blah blah blah. But one thing it just always does with Python, it feels like it has to do it. Like whenever it sees this line, it's just like the maximum priority is that it will literally change your log format for your logs. It always changes your log format, and it puts the time and the date and the class, like the file it's called in the class, and the line number for the log message, and that shit eats tokens. That information is useless for solving problems. Like I don't know why it's just like so. Like I don't. Is that like a hard coded thing in their system prompt? Like in Python scripts add this fucking log format. I don't know. I got around it by literally extracting it to a config file, the log format to a config file, and so that gets referenced in main.py. And it's like just that small little change is enough that now the AI can't put together like, oh, this log format's in a different file, so I can't change it now. That, and there's like literally I put code like in functions, and they're test functions, and I put comments like do not modify, do not delete this function, or just modify and delete the function. Like there's things that like it does in pursuit of a solution that are wrong and that it shouldn't do, and I don't know how it's ever going to be better at not doing these types of things, because I think that's like a fundamental issue. But I don't know. These AI models used to be completely garbage and couldn't do anything before. Maybe with another couple years of iteration, it won't actually make these kinds of things. Maybe it'll, it's kind of weird because the line between solution and hallucination is like non-existent for these AIs when you really think about them on a technical level, right? What it thinks is right is what it thinks is right, and in many cases a lot of what it does is right. And as a human, when you're dealing with complicated stuff like with my stuff, I just don't even know if it's right or not. I just kind of like just send it. I'm just gonna take the change, put it in. If it works, if things look better, then great. I save it, I git commit, and then I make a prompt for the next thing, and I keep going until it gets to what it is. And that's just basically how it goes, right? So I don't know. There's definitely I'll go back to like the reasoning thing though. There's definitely some reasoning limitations associated with it, and I'm prompting it as well as possible, right? I'm prompting it super good. You can only do so much with the system instructions. The problem I found with the system instructions is that it doesn't like to always obey the system instructions, but if you put the system instructions in the actual prompt, it does a lot better. There are system instructions you can use, like for chain of thought, things, think step by step, make multiple answers, blah, blah, blah. But the problem is when you're already dealing with a base prompt that has like 50,000, 60,000 tokens, having 3 different solutions and all that shit adds more tokens, and you're basically pushing yourself up against that wall of getting like an internal error. Even with it being the first prompt, and my prompt theory that I had with AI Studio and how tokens count conversation count affect your quality and the resources available to you. So it's, I don't know, there's just a lot of information, a lot of variables, a lot of details, so much, just so much information to sift through, so many hypotheses and so much speculation on my part, and it's just really hard to kind of know anything definitively. But all I can really do is just kind of throw stuff in and get stuff out, try it, and hope it works. And I've done, like I said, I've done some manual changes a few times, just mostly strip out things I didn't think were too essential. But definitely as things got more refined, I found myself like stripping out changes that wound up being essential and actually being less useful. I feel like, yeah, definitely my usefulness was greater earlier on. But yeah, I would say so, and I guess this would be the ending note. I would say definitely the bug, if you will, that got me the most here was definitely the timings for moving my character in game and then having the screen updates happen, internal mini map, all the data updating relative to the screen updates. Because, like I was just saying, AI loves to modify these settings for you, and it will literally modify your config settings. And so I have like super fine tuned, move delay variables and stuff, and these move delays, if you lower them, then they just break. Like it literally. All right, I know I said last thing, but it just is a part of it, right? I have a resize to function that always resizes my Siralim Ultimate window to the size that's presented on the stream right now, and it's just like it'll comment like logs indicate that it was set to this size of like 2080 80 or whatever, but we're gonna go ahead and set it to this because this is the standard size, and it just changes my resize to function to a 1920 by 1080, whatever the fuck it is for 1080p. And I'm just like, bro, why are you doing that? Like, it just, I don't know, just like all kinds of little changes like that and shit. But whatever. Ultimately, we managed to get here after a lot of revision of everything. This has just been a lot of work. I've got auto comment stripping every time I run it's called the mini map module, which is not, because it's now a full automation suite. I had put tests in at some point. The tests were completely useless at actually fixing any real issues. It was like there were like 90 tests, and like it would be like all 90 tests passed, and then the script wouldn't work. And I'm just like, but honestly, they might have worked in the past. My script actually might have worked in the past, but if I had to go back in time, I would tell myself, look at these config variables. You probably need to add some more delay between some of these actions. So I probably lost like 10 hours to like fucking config variables alone over this past weekend. Like 10 fucking hours. Like not a trivial thing. So it's just something to learn. I don't know. It's because it's just very deceptive. You'll think something's broken, but in reality, it's the code is working perfectly fine. It's just getting the wrong information because it's trying to read the screen way too fast when you start a move, and we're dealing with milliseconds here. So, but yeah, all right. I'm gonna go ahead in there. We'll do some more. I'll showcase some more next weekend. That was my long weekend that I literally spent coding. Now I'm gonna go into work tomorrow. I'm not gonna want to code, but it should be fun. I'm gonna go because I'm code all week. I'm not gonna want to code. It depends on what the task I have is. Did I finish my last? I did finish my last task on Thursday. Did I get a new? I did get a new task. I don't remember what the new task is. I'm gonna figure it out though. That's okay. We'll work it out. But that's it for now. Yeah. I had to have that whole little mini rant there. This YouTube's become a little bit like a diary for me. So this has been a great little diary moment for me. This is the diary of 2025. So that's it. Peace. That was literally a 1 hour stream. I don't feel like I did much. Honestly, I kind of want to just play the game a little bit. Let's be honest. Like, I just want to play the game a little bit. Let's play the game a little more. I'm going to play it manually, though. Let's hit random. I'm not going to use the bot. I can't use the bot, but I'm not going to use it. I think the bot's not better than me playing right now because of combat. Once the combat thing is fixed, I think it'll be better than me playing manually. So, there's also, like I said, I want to get all the spells too, so that those pop-ups go away. Once those spell pop-ups are gone, I think we'll be chilling. So it's like basically two things: fix the combat and then get all the spells, and then it's just like we're chilling. I really want to kill this dude before he starts draining stats. I guess it doesn't really fucking matter at this point. I'm just gonna annihilate everything no matter what. So, excuse me. I feel feel like he used the spell there. I also feel like my Night Dude died, but the Cherub saved him. Which is interesting. The Cherub and the Might, I mean, they're definitely good. You know? Like, they're definitely good. I'm not saying they're bad, but I definitely want to get to a point where they're not necessary. Wow, this dude's defending. I think he might have actually escaped. He did flee. They're so tanky. Reaver's not the best for treasure golems at all. Oh, wow, my dude died. Really? That's very interesting. I think what probably happened is that, at least this is my guess, is probably got killed before the provoke happened. I'm gonna go check though, actually. I might as well. What happened? Cast Enfeeble? Lost attack. Attacks at the minimum. This priest, yeah. Where does my unicorn get killed at? I feel like it should be a red line, right? So I'm just looking for like a red line. He cast Blood Spray, Ebony Ant, 32. Priest got Bending Doom. Cyanide, yes. Evil Eye. Really? What does Cyanide Gas do? That it just straight killed my dude immediately. I don't even know what that did. I need to look it up. That's kind of annoying, right? I mean, there are some spells that are like one-hit kills, so you have to have revivals for situations like that. I feel like having 2 revivals might be ideal. But I shouldn't need 2 revivals. I just need the resurrection spell. Once I have the resurrection spell, then we'll be fine. Because I'll literally have 2 people that can cast revive, right? And that's gonna be pretty dramatic, I feel like. So did I just get the rebirth buff? I feel like I did. Like getting all these little objects is like annoying. I'm gonna type better support for testing objects. I need to improve that. I'm just taking notes on things I can improve with this rip. Definitely one of the big things that'll make it useful is, you know, actually interacting with the objects. So I don't have to manually pathfind to them after the script's done running, right? If I can go to the skulls, that'd be great. One thing that it's definitely still, like I mentioned, on the list of things to do. I'm back to talking tech. It's literally my whole weekend's been this fucking thing, so I'm gonna keep talking about it, right? Till I'm done with this realm. But one of the big things, I didn't even think this was like, it was not even realistically feasible, but was just kind of the custom handling for different items or different like realm objects, right? So, I mean, there's only so many different types of realm objects that can appear. So we can actually add custom handling for pretty much all of them, right? And if there's something that's unknown, then we just deal with the unknown. Cool. Let's see what goals do. Oh, goals are fucking me up. Okay, let's see if we can defend on this one, and then let's try and kill that. Oh yeah, we do have revive. That's pretty massive. Let's put Molten Shell on him. Oh my god. Am I gonna die to this dude? I might actually die. Oh my god, I actually just lost. Oh my god. Oh no, I didn't mean to go again. I meant to actually take notes. Okay, we actually lost. Wow, the goals killed me. I didn't even pay attention to what happened, and I lost all my information. Okay. Well, live and learn, right? We're going to resume playing later.